I've been putting this video off for quite some time, but there's a lot of things that I really got to get off my chest here. And the fact that us people of color, we've been granted so much in a way. We've had so many blessings in the skies. And what I mean by that is, for example, most of us lived or live in neighborhoods where there are trains, buses, and businesses flourishing all over the place, and real estate all over the place. And so most whites saw that as an advantage. Most of the middle class said, hey, well, you know what? Why do I want to live in a town where I have to drive an hour to work? Why do I want to live in a town where I have to travel and really go out of my way just so I could buy something from, a local grocery store? And so a lot of the middle class started moving into predominantly black and Hispanic neighborhoods, a process known as gentrification. And I'm not saying that these are only whites, but basically the middle class. But of course, people associate the middle class with whites because whites are the majority in the country. So they do make up the majority of the middle class. And so this has bothered a lot of people of color. But one thing that I've been noticing is that although the middle class has been raising up the rent prices and, of course, making it a little bit more expensive to live in certain areas, I have been noticing that the crime has been going down. And it's a lot safer to walk around. It's a lot more calm. And, of course, you have a lot less degenerates in our neighborhoods. But what gets me truly upset is the utter fact that us people of color, we want to ignore the problems in our neighborhoods. We want to just throw things under the rugs. We want to just act as if everything is perfectly okay and hunky-dory. When a white man comes out and he speaks the truth, and he says what's wrong with the black and Hispanic communities, we want to sit there and call him a racist. We want to sit there and threaten his life. And we do the same thing for when a person of color talks about the problems in our communities. And as you guys know, my name is Michael Gomez, and there is something that I really need to share with you guys. And I'm saying this right here, right now, from the heart. Te lo digo yo del corazón. I've gotten more racism and more prejudice than my own people than I've gotten from whites. I'll say this once and I'll say this again. I've gotten more prejudice and I've gotten more racism than I've gotten from whites. I've always been isolated. I've always been put down because my opinions were different, because I felt that school was more important than a pair of Jordans, and because I feel that it's more important to speak properly when you have to. I feel it's more important to write properly when you have to. But of course, because I don't use vernacular English or slang 24/7, I'm not a human being to most people of color, because I choose to buy a textbook that's necessary for one of my college courses instead of getting Jordans every 2 weeks. Apparently, I'm not a human being to my people, because I choose to live my life the right way and try to send out a positive message instead of degrading other people and degrading myself. I get completely outcast by my own people. In all honesty, yes, there are a lot of whites out there that are racist and that are prejudiced. Of course, they exist out there. But I've always felt, for instance, a lot of my white friends, they've accepted the fact that I'm a Spanish speaker. They've accepted the fact that I listen to heavy metal. And they accepted the fact that I don't care about wearing a $500 belt. And again, that's just speaking the truth here. See, because we seem to have this problem where it's like we want to use whites to justify our problems. Either way, we want to say that our problems are caused by Caucasians, or we want to say, well, the problems that we're having is okay because the Caucasians are going through it too. I'll give you a prime example. As you guys know, I am Dominican. Most Dominican women, by the time they're 18, I can guarantee you, they will have a baby, all right? They won't know who the baby father is, or they won't even care to be in a serious relationship with that man. The baby father won't care. He'll impregnate 3, 4 other women. And so you'll have a multitude of women who have the same kid, who have a baby with the same man, and that man will not give a damn about them. He won't give a damn about the children, but us, the taxpayers, will have to sit there and pay for that child. But we want to completely ignore that fact. We want to completely act like that never happens whatsoever. And the first thing we want to do is that we want to go off and say, well, white people do it too. Oh, well, there are white women out there who get pregnant at a young age and don't know who their fathers are. Yeah, that's true. But guess what? And I'm choosing my words wisely here. I don't care about some white girl's problem out in Montana or out in Detroit. I care about the problems that's happening in my community at the moment, because that is what affects me. That is what affects my people. That is what affects my future. And that is one of the biggest issues that's going on right now. So you have nothing but a whole bunch of criminals that are running around, all because they have no guidance and because that criminal behavior is condoned. It seems that in our communities, it's okay to go to prison. It's okay to beat up a woman in the middle of the street. It's okay to go on a raping spree. It's okay to attack a random person who's been doing nothing but working for the last couple of hours so that they can support their families. And us, we condone this behavior. We seem to like it. We seem to say, yeah, that shit is gangster. But then when there are whites out there who hate us for that, we want to sit there and say that they're the wrong ones. And again, don't sit there and tell me, but white people do it too. But white people do it too. But white people attack others, and white people go off and kill these sprees, and white people do this. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. Fix yourself first, okay? You know, another point I want to get into as well, that most women of color, they don't even care, you know, what kind of person you are. They don't even care what are your dreams or your aspirations. To them, it's more important that you have the latest Jordans and you wear $500 belts and you wear $300 jeans, even though you are riding the bus. And you want to hear something that's completely disturbing? What sickens me is that us people of color, we are the minority in this country, yet we are the biggest spenders. Look it up. This is true information. So let me just put this into perspective. In other words, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like you have 100 whites, all right? And then you have 6 people of color, and all in all, those 6 people spend more money than the 100 whites. And it's mostly on bullshit that we don't need because we want to be cool, because we have these inferiority complexes that we don't want to admit to. What's the point of having $600 jeans and $400 sneakers and $300 sunglasses, but you don't even take care of your goddamn kid? You think that's cool? That you have $1,000 outfit on, but you're over here taking the bus? But you're over here taking the train? But you have a baby mother that's struggling to buy diapers? But all you care about is buying Ralph Lauren underwear. Meanwhile, you can't even buy your baby diapers. And this is the kind of shit that goes on. Will it stop? Who knows? But I hope this bullshit will stop one day. I really freaking do hope that one day people will wake up and understand that this is all stupidity.